Headline Media Bias Tracker for December 31st. It is the last day of 2023. Welcome all. Let's get into it. Even after recall, Tesla's autopilot does dumb, dangerous things. Clearly negative. Tesla dashcam fury. That's neutral. I mean, it's positive, really. I think I put it as positive. Let me double check. Positive. Cybertruck. This is a good headline covering the year in review. National North American Charging Standard adoption, Cybertruck launch, and more. A lot of these headlines are pretty stale. We already covered this one yesterday. In 8 states, Model Y will qualify for huge discounts through this weekend, which is not helpful today, but it was still a good headline. Tesla's response to auto recall isn't reassuring. This one won't die. CNN has picked up the story and decided to run it also. Sales are going good. No, Tesla's big recall isn't a big deal for the stock, because it isn't. More accident coverage. The Golden Vision's about to play out. We covered that yesterday. So there's a chance I won't do an update tomorrow just because there's no news coming out because all the serious people are on vacation. We'll see. Kathy Woods warns GM and Ford electric vehicle slowdown is a mistake. We're going to see that a couple more times when we get to Ford and GM in a little bit. Visualization and custom locking horn sounds coming. BYD set to seize electric vehicle crown. Negative. But there's nothing new today. There's nothing really new. Everything is things we've covered before. And that's what happens around the holidays. The Cybertruck crash, the rumors of the updated Model Y. And again, we still haven't seen anything concrete that would lead us to that. Compare that with the Model 3 refresh. We are seeing cars in Fremont. We are seeing Highland design 3 refreshes in Fremont. That lends credibility to the theory that they will have a new Model 3 in Fremont shortly. Q1 is my guess. Stock market stuff, there's really nothing here. But interestingly, where does it end? Right here is Tesla. Tesla nears buy point. Yeah, I think actually I might have scrolled too far. This is where it ends. So Hertz, not enough Teslas are getting rented. That's one of a handful of reasons they're citing. Maybe Hertz will scale back their EV ambitions. And if they do, I will choose another company to rent from because I'm going to rent a Tesla if I can and an EV if I must, because I must. So let's take a look at Tesla's numbers. 0, flat on the day, awfully good. Trailing 7 days now improved to negative 22, which gives us the strongest day Tesla has ever had, tied with December 15th. And the trailing 7-day improving ever so slightly. So let's take a look at Ford and GM, see how they are doing, because we've got trends emerging now that we have 3 data points. Just reminding myself where we end, it's with Ford Authority. Okay, got to make sure where my 25 ends so I don't go too long or too short. Aircraft carrier, 2024 will be a year of growth and drama for Tesla, says former Ford CEO. That's a positive one for Ford, negative for Tesla. So positive. Mustang Dark Horse profile, neutral. Yeah, it's neutral. Kathy Woods warns, and we said this would come back, and it has. Your slowdown is a mistake. Silent Stallion driving. So that one's a 1965, but it's an electric. That's a good story. F-Series Super Duty is the 2024 Free Press Truck of the Year. Wow, Detroit Free Press picked a truck that's made in Detroit. How crazy is that? Better dividend stock, Ford or Toyota, neutral. There's no conclusion here. Aircraft carrier, sports, a road named Ford. Bronco prices up again, which is negative, but only by a little. I'm calling this neutral because that's not alarming, and it is accurate. Ford 1986 Turbo for sale. Didn't rank this one. It's too old. Steve Ducey nudes and a Ford Raptor, the year in impeachment. That's a negative headline. The Ford Raptor's the only good part of this story, I imagine. Aircraft carrier, golf, musings. Okay, got to get back to actual Ford. Because Ford is what people search when they're looking for the car, but it means a lot of other things. Right caution. So this one is about Ford, but it doesn't tell us anything meaningful for a car buyer or owner. Ford patent filed for selectively extendable seat airbag. That's a great headline. That's very positive. I hope it's a good thing that actually works. Stock outperforms competitors despite losses on the day. Ford Escort was an incredible rally machine. I did actually rank that because despite it being a very old story, I gave it a positive rating because it speaks to the DNA of the company. Best dividend stock, Ford versus AT&T. Neutral is what I said. Best-selling truck, 47th year in a row. Good luck. I don't think they need luck. I think they need execution. Too old, not relevant. Car recall check, Ford, Honda, Tesla among 3 million recalled. That's a negative headline, and it is devoid of nuance. Make your old Ford quicker than a new one with a few simple mods. I'm saying neutral because it doesn't, it's not a great story for new ones, but it is a good story for the brand overall. Bronco Sport looks to adopt Mustang's touchscreen. People like these. I know there's a vocal minority who really don't, but that's on them. Stock falls. What investors need to know, negative. And we are just about down to it. There's a lot of junk today. Ford celebrates historic milestone. F-150 leans. Ford will follow Toyota as it leans into hybrids, scaling back EV targets. I'm calling this neutral. I think it's a negative headline, but a lot of buyers will see it as a positive headline. And then we have to really scroll here. Watch an R1T try to keep up with a Raptor. That's a positive story for Ford. Is Elon shaping up to be this generation's Henry Ford, for better or worse? I'm calling that neutral for Ford. It's a weird one. That's a great headline to get people to click, whether they love him or hate him. Great cars powered by it. And let's see. I think there's one more. What we expect from Ford in 2024. Neutral. Perfectly neutral. So how's that do for Ford? Positive 32 on the day with a week-over-week change of positive 12. They're getting good numbers. Before we look at how it performed over time on the big chart, we're going to do GM real quick because there's not much going on. There's one big story, which is GM is suing the city of San Francisco to claw back taxes that they paid over the last 6 years since 2016. Because San Francisco was assessing taxes on Cruise based on GM's revenue rather than on Cruise's revenue. So they want $100 million back. That's a neutral story. Most people do not care. So let's start at the top. Lawsuit, 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 lawsuit. Kathy Wood, here again. Stop scaling back your EV ambitions. And that's really going to be it. We do have only one story about the layoffs, which is more than we had last week, and the week before was dominated by it. Blazer stop sales appears once on this list, maybe twice. Lawsuit, lawsuit. And this is a good example of how easy it is to manipulate the news. These ambulance chasers have been here with brand new stories every week for the last 3 weeks. Brand new, breaking news, you guys. You can keep a story in the news if it's profitable to you to do so. GM sues San Francisco, underperforms, and that's going to be about it. Here's another ambulance chaser, it looks like, but it's not clear from the headline. I rated it neutral. Another ambulance chaser. And again, these just stay in the 4 hours ago, 3 days ago. These guys will not relent. General Motors suing San Francisco. Trending stock. Good. Fact snow before betting on it. Bad. Neutral headline overall. And that's going to be about it. It's mostly all that. So many ambulance chasers. Good Lord. Lawsuit, lawsuit, ambulance chasers. Shameful. Shameful. All right. So how did GM do on the week? Not great. Negative 28 with a week-over-week change of down by 4. So here's our charts. You can see GM is this pale blue line at the bottom, slightly negative, well below Tesla. GM spends billions on ads, gets bad press. Ford, well positive, even a little better than last week. Ford has never had a week as bad as Tesla's best day. That should tell you a thing or two. But GM is not outperforming Tesla. GM is getting real bad press. Last week it was because of the fires at Factory Zero. The week before it was because of the layoffs at the 1,300 layoffs we discussed. So it's all pretty crazy. You can see Tesla doing pretty okay here. So what did I miss? What did I misunderstand? All that good stuff. And I'll talk to you soon.